So inshallah we're going to start. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. So inshallah we will learn ayat number 81 and 82 of Surah AlKahaf today. We'll do a simple translation first. The ayat number 81 is the speaker is still Khidr alayhi salam, and he is responding to the concern of Musa alayhi salam. And in ayat number 81, he is explaining the reason why the little boy was killed. So the ayat starts with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Fa'araduna. So Khidr is saying that we intended an yubdilahuma, that he exchange for both of them, and them are the parents here, parents of the boy. Rabbuhuma, their Lord, would exchange or should exchange for them in place khairan, a better one, a boy that is better than the one that was killed, minhu, than him, the one that was killed. And then he mentions that this new boy that he will be getting from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, zakatan, he will be pure, wa aqraba ruhma, and he will be nearer to show the affection to his parents. The explanation of that, the previous boy was going to be a tughyanan, but this boy will be ruhma, and we'll explain that. Then he explains further why he built the wall that was about to fall. Wa ammal jidaru, and as for the wall is concerned, fakana li ghulamaini, that wall belonged to two boys, yatimaini, they were orphans, fil madinati, in the city. Wakana tahtahu, and there was under it, under the wall, kanzul lahuma, a treasure for both of them, for the boys. Wakana abuhuma, and their father was salihan, a righteous person. Fa arada rabbuka, so your Lord intended, or it was the intention of your Lord, an yablugha, that he should give them, the intention of the Lord, that the boys should reach to their age, ashuddha, the age of maturity or the age of strength of both of them. Wayastakhrija, then they would take it out, the treasure that was hiding under the wall. Kanzahuma, their treasure. Then he says, Rahmatam min Rabbika, this is the mercy of your Lord. Then in the end he is explaining that whatever he did, it was not his planning or his own doing, but it was what he was executing. Wama fa'altuhu, and I did not do it, ana amri, from my own command. Dhalika ta'wilu, this is the interpretation, malam tasti alayhi sabra, of that you were not able to have the patience. So this is basically the explanation that Khidr has given to Musa alayhi salam, and there are many questions that arise, but only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the answer to them. So going back to the beginning, the first word is fa'araduna. That word is basically from the word irada that we know. Irada means to make an intention. So the root letters for that word fa'aradna, first letter is fa, that means so that is a separate one. The root letters are ra, waw and dal, 3 letters, and they belong to the group fa'ala. When we make a bigger group by adding an alif, this becomes alif, ra, waw, dal. This is the word that means to make an intention. When we pronounce this is pronounced as arada. Arada means to make intention, and the word irada that we use is actually the intention. But these are the main four letters, and the meaning is to make an intention or to intend something. When we apply the grammar fa'alna, we did, by adding a noon in the end, it becomes the grammar of we, plural and past tense. So when we combine these things, the waw is a weak letter, it is dropped out. So what is left is alif, ra, dal and na. And this is hamza. So aradna. So fa is before that. Aradna is the word in the Quran. We intended. It was our intention. It's a plural and the past tense. And what was the intention? It is about the boy, that why the boy was killed and what was in the background, why the boy was killed and what should have been done or what should be done after the boy was killed. So here Khidr is saying, we made the intention, or it was our intention, and then he is telling what was the intention after that. So he's saying, An yubdilahuma. So we need to understand a couple words here. First of all, the root letter, and these are very easy words to follow. The root letters are ba, dal and lam. Badal means to change something, badla. But if I apply an alif in the beginning, it becomes again four letter words. And meaning of abdala is to exchange. Badala means to change, but abdala means to exchange, means take one thing and give another place in place of that. So this is the word abdala. If I make the grammar of a present or future tense, the rule is that you just put a ya in the beginning with a dhamma. Yub dilo. Yub dilo means he, third person, whoever that he is, will exchange, or he exchanged, but we have to adjust the meaning here. But the first meaning is that present or future, he will exchange. So that is the starting point for this word. Yubdilo is the word. He will exchange. Means take one thing, give another in place of that. Now we are going to put a word before that, un, and we have to see the effect of un. It's a very powerful word. Un, what does un do? First of all, un brings the meaning of that. Second thing un does, it looks at the last letter, which is lam, and there is a pesh or dhamma. It changes this to a fataha or a zabar. So it becomes yubdila. Now how both of these change the meaning? The meaning is changed here, that instead of making a certain statement, he will exchange, this will be replaced as he should, or he might, or he may. So what is being, so if I say should here or may, what is being said here? Expectation is being set here. If you say I will go, you are definitely saying that I am going to go. But if you say I should go or I may go, this will bring the expectation that it is a possibility. So because Khidr is pointing, because Allah will do it, so he cannot say to Allah, you do it. But he is saying, may Allah do it, or hoping that Allah should do it. So that whole concept of bringing the un and changing this and bringing the meaning from a definite future to a possibility is being done by the Khidr. He's saying it is Allah's intention finally that he will exchange, or he should exchange, or he may exchange. The word after yubdila is huma, and huma is grammar of two people. In this case, it's the grammar of parents of the boys who was killed. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, فَأَرَدُنَا, so made we, it was our intention, أَن يُبْدِلَهُمَا, that he, and who is he? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, should exchange for huma, for them, for the parents. Now further explaining, the word after that is Rabbohuma. Rabbo means Lord. Huma means the Lord of the two, which is Lord of the parents. So parents, Lord. So instead of he now, the word Rabbo will be used. So their Lord will or should exchange or may exchange for them. What is that? Here the word son or child is not being used, but a pronoun is being used, minhu. So that is pointing to the little boy. But before that is the word khair. Khair is commonly, however, is English translation is better, and root letters are kha, ya and ra. Khair. And the word when you make khairan, khay actually originally first time when you make it is khairun. So khairun means better. Okay. So khairun is better. Kha, ya, ra are the root letters. The noun is khairun. Khairun means better. The word after that is min and who. Min is from or then, and who is him. And this who is pointing to the little boy that was killed. So better than him. Okay. So what ayat is saying that may Allah or may their Lord of their parents, give or exchange a better than the child that was there. Now, in the previous ayat it says that they had worried that that child, when he grows up, he would cause tughyanam wa kufra. He will become a rebellion child and he will lead his parents to the kufr. So here, khairam means that child is gone, a new child that Allah will give will be khair. Now the original word is khairun with two dhammas, but this is coming as the maf'ul or object of yubdi. When there is a verb and an object, noun comes as a verb, object of that or maf'ul, then two pesh or two dhammas are replaced by two fatahas, and an extra alif is written there. So khairan is the word in the Quran. Khairam minhu, better than him. Now Khidr is further explaining the quality of what kind of better person that he may be. So here two words are being used, actually three words are being used. First one is zakatun, is the root full word. So root letters are za, kaf and waw. The meaning of these three letters is to purify, to clean, to make something very excellent. The noun is made by pronouncing it as zaka. Waw is not pronounced. Zakatun is the noun. Zakatun means pure, something which has a lot of purity and cleaning in it. So here this is being used for the boy. The boy will be pure in all senses, in all goodness. He will be away from any kind of disobedience and rebelling towards his parents. So he will be pure and clean in his mind. So that is the word. Again, this word is coming as the maf'ul, and it will continue changing two dhammas to two fathas. So what is zakatan in the Quran? Again, it's a maf'ul of yubdilahuma. Okay, So one quality he's proposing that this child will be a pure child in terms of his behavior towards his parents. The second word is being used, actually two words. Wow means and the next word is from the root letters Kaf, Ra, and Ba, and the meaning of this is to be near. If we make Qareeb means something which is close by, but if you put an alif in the beginning and pronounce Aqrabu, this is the noun with a superlative degree, like Afzalo, Akbaru. When we make the words in this format, putting an alif in the beginning and pronouncing as Akbaru, Aqrabu, Afzalo, those are the nouns that bring the superlative degree. So Qareeb means near, Aqrabu means nearer, okay, superlative, okay, like better, good and better. So Aqrabu, nearer, again because this is again everything is coming, all these nouns as the maf'ul of yubdilahuma, so this will also change to a fataha, Aqraba. Now the next word is, what is Aqraba? What is being said here? Now the root letters are Ra, Ha, and Mim. We know the word from that which you generally use is Rahmatun. Full word is Rahmatun. When we stop we say Rahmat, and the meaning of this is mercy. Okay, but and also this word, because it has a round ta at the end, this is a feminine word. Okay, Rahmatun. But that's not the word which is being used in the Quran. The Quran is using another word here which has a pesh or dhamma on the ra and pronounced as Rohamun. This word is a masculine word, it's not a feminine word, and the meaning of this word is to have affection, to have love, to be caring about something. So Rohamun is the word, and when it as a maf'ul, two pesh will change to two fathas and you add an alif, so it will become rohma. But the root is rohamun, and as I said, the meaning is to show affection, to show love. In translator generally translate this as a mercy, but if you go into the deeper meaning, it is showing the love, showing the understanding. And if you compare this word which was used in the previous ayat, the word Tughyan was used for the little boy who was killed, and that means he was a transgressor, he was a rebellion child. Okay, compared to this one, this child will be Aqraba Rohma. He will be closer, nearer in showing the affection, love, understanding to his parents. The previous child that was killed was rebellious to the parents. It was all for the parents. But this child will be loving and caring and affection, showing affection, nearer in doing all these things to his parents. So this is the deeper meaning of this word, Rohmun. Okay. Then after explaining why the child was killed, he now goes to the next activity that he did, which was when they arrived in the town, they asked for the food and people refused, but there was a wall that was about to fall down, and Khidr fixed that wall, and upon that Musa alayhi salam again could not hold patience, and he said, you could have taken some payment for that. So at that time Khidr said it's time to depart. So he is now explaining the reason why he fixed the wall. Wa ammal jidaro, and this word came in the one before that. Amma, wa means and. Amma is used when you are continuing a statement, you're saying as for, S-A-K, and that's how it is. So there are many ways this amma can be translated, but if you're telling one thing and you want to tell another thing and another thing, then you can add some words in between, as for. Al-jidaro, Jim, Dal, Ra are the root letters. Jidarun means wall. So, and Al means the. So now jidarun means a wall. And when you put al, the wall, and this become that specific wall that Khidr fixed, and al will remove one dhamma here, so it becomes al jidaro. Wa ammal jidaro, and as for that wall is concerned, what was the story of the wall? Fakana. Kana means to be, kana means to be, kana means it was or it belonged. Fakana, so that wall belonged. Again, the ghulamun is the word which is being used. Ghulamun means boy or a child. A small child or a boy or servant, there are many meanings of. So, but these are two youth, young boys who are living in the town. So one is ghulamun. When you make the plural of two, plural is made by adding an alif and noon, the plural of two. So it becomes ghulamani, like a walidani. Okay. So simple grammar says that when you make the plural of two, you add an alif there. So the combined word becomes ghulamani. Ghulamani means two boys. Okay. Now this word is coming as a khabar or maful of kana. So it will go in the state of maini. Okay, it becomes nasab. So ghulamaini, okay, like walidaini or walidain or ghulamain. So ghulamaini means two little boys. Okay. Now the sifat of these two boys is that they are orphan. So orphan, one word for orphan is yatimun. These are common words. Yatimun. And when you make the plural of two, it will follow this pattern. It will be yatimaini. So if ghulamaini was not there, this word will be yatimani. Okay, walidani. But the sifat is following the noun. So if ghulamun became ghulamaini, this became yatimaini. Fakana li ghulamaini, that wall belonged to two boys. And what was the sifat or adjective of those two boys? Yatimaini, they both were orphans. So they had father who had died. Then the next word is very common word. The word Madinatun is the noun. Madinatun means a city or a town. When you put al, it becomes al-Madinatu, the city where these boys were. Fi means in, and fi is a harf jar, so al-Madinatu will become al-Madinati because of the harf jar. When you read together, fil Madinati, in the city. Then what he further says, Wakana tahtahu. So again, kana means there was. Tahatun is common word. Tahatun means below. Tahat is also used in Urdu. Tahatun is the full word. It means below or under or underneath. Okay. And then who. Okay. So when you combine these two, and this who is pointing to the wall. Who means it, but it is pointing to the wall. So when you join these two together, it will become tahtuhu, under it, under the wall. Okay. So when you combine them, then one dhamma goes away, it becomes tahtuhu, under the wall. But kana is doing the action again. Kana will change this to a fataha, zabar, because it's maful or khabar. Kana tahtahu, there was under it, under the wall. There was something under the wall, which boys did not know and people did not know. What was under the wall? The root letters are kaf, noon, and za. And kanzun means a treasure. Kanzun means some amount of treasure Okay, la means for and huma means two, and this huma is pointing to two boys. So there was a treasure for them, for the two boys. So kanzun lahuma, but when you read them together, you pronounce the sound of lam twice, not the sound of noon. So it is pronounced kanzul lahuma. Under the wall, there was a treasure, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says this belonged for the boys. Lahuma, huma means two ghulamain. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in this ayat a reason which can be interpreted as Wakana abuhuma saliha. Again, kana means it was. Who was? Abu, father, and huma. Again, huma is pointing to the two boys. Abu huma, the father of the two boys. And at that time when this was happening, the father had died because they were yatiman at that time. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says wakana, and he was, but he is actually Abu. So their father was, what was their father? Common word salihan, a righteous person. So the actual word is salihun. When you make first time noun with the two pesh, salihun means a righteous person. Okay. But again, it's coming as the maf'ul of kana, so it will become salihan. Their father was a righteous person. So what happened after that? Fa'arada rabbuka. Again, we just learned this word alif, ra, starting with the three root letters ra, waw, and dal. When you put an alif, it becomes alif, ra, waw, and dal. And when you pronounce this af'ala, this waw is pronounced as alif. So it becomes arada. Arada means to make intention, and also the name of this word is the past tense of the third person. So arada also means he intended. Who is here? The next word is rabbuka. Rabbuka is actually rabbun, common words, but when you combine with the kaf, it becomes rabbuka, your Lord. So he intended, but the word rabbu will replace the he, so it will become your Lord intended, which means it was the intention of your Lord. Now Khidr is talking to Musa alayhi salam. So Khidr is saying your Lord. So ka here is pointing to Musa alayhi salam. So Khidr is saying to Musa alayhi salam, your God, your Lord made this intention, or it was his intention, or this was his plan. What was his plan? Which is being mentioned after that. Plan was that an yablugha ashuddahuma. These are the words. Let's look at these words. Again, the root letters are balagha. Balagha means to reach. Balaghat or tabligh are the words we know. This means to reach. Okay. So when you make the present tense, you put a ya in the beginning. Yaf'alu, he does. So this will become yablaghu. Yab means one person reaching. Yablughu, one person is reaching. So he is reaching, and we don't know who he is here, but starting grammar is yablughu, he reaches. Now when we put an before that, an does the same thing it did before. An will bring the meaning that. An will change last letter dhamma to a fataha, and the meaning now will be the same. An yablugha, that he should reach. Instead of he reaches or he will reach, we will bring the concept of possibility, he might or he should reach. An yabulugha. This is the rule for one person, he should reach. But when I add an alif in the end, it becomes the grammar of two people. So this becomes an yabulugha. You have to pronounce it longer because now you're talking about two persons. Now, why the grammar of two? Because there are two boys, yatimain. So what is being said here? فَأَرَادَ رَبُّكَ, that your Lord intended, أَن يَبْلُغَ, that they both reach where? أَشُدَّهُمَا. Okay, so this again, Sheen, Dal and Dal, Shadada are the root letters. And Ashuddha, when we make by putting an alif, it becomes superlative degree. Afdal, Akbar. So this becomes Ashaddo. Ashaddo means strength, more strength. And this is pointing to like when they grow up, they become mature, they become strong. So ayat is saying that an yabulugha ashuddahuma, that they should reach or they would reach to their full strength, which means they grow up. So the intent was that this treasure should stay hidden there up to the time when they both boys reach to their mature age, they grow up. Okay, and then vayastakhrija. Okay, so kharaja are the root letters. Kharaja means to come out. And if you put ist in the beginning, it becomes istakhraja. Istakhraja means to bring something out. Kharaja means something is coming out, ikhraj. But ist brings the meaning to bring something out, okay, or bring forth. So that is the word istakhraja. And when you put a ya in the beginning, it becomes the grammar of present tense. Last alif is pointing to two people again, two boys. If it was only one, this alif will not be there. It will be yastakhrija. But actually the word will be, when you make the word yaf'alu, it will be yastakhrijo. So let me write it down. Yastakhrijo. Yastakhrijo means he brings out. One person brings out. Okay. If you make the grammar of two, then you first of all, the an is applying to that alif. So those are the words. Yastakhrija. They bring out. Both of the boys find out, take out their treasure from under the wall. Next word is kanzahuma. Huma means two people, two boys. Kanzun is the word we will learn, treasure. It's just constantly the repetition of the same kind of grammar here. That huma. So kanzun, this is just a repetition of the similar words. Kanzun, treasure, huma, their treasure. When you combine these, mudaf, mudafile, one dhamma goes kanzuhuma, their treasure, but it is again a maful of yablugha, so it alif, this last letter will change to kanzahuma. Then it says rahmatan. The word is rahmatun, but it is again coming as a maful, so it becomes rahmatan. Meaning does not change, it's the style of the grammar in Arabic language. That whenever it's an object or maful, the last two dhammas change to last two fathas to identify that this is something work is being done on. Min rabbika, min means from. Rabbuka is the word, but min is harfijar, so rabbo changes to rabbi. Okay. This is a rahmat, this is a mercy from your Lord. So he gave the explanation. Now he is giving another statement by saying, Wama fa'altuhu an amri. I did not do any all these things by my own accord, by my own decision. That's what he is saying. So fa'ala means to do, and when you put a ta at the end, becomes a grammar. Fa'altu, I did. So this fa'altu brings I, first person, and did. Ma means not. I did not do. Who means it. And it is pointing to all these three things that Khidr had done, all the work that had done before. He's saying all that I did not do. An amri. Okay. Ma fa'altuhu, I did not do it. An amri, an is from amr, command or accord, and ya means me. From on my own accord. I did not do all these things based on my own decision, own actions. Zalika ta'wilu. So this again, this word has come before. Zalika means this, all this that I just explained to you is the interpretation. The word ta'wil came before. Root letters are alif, waw, and lam. And if I put shadda, it becomes awwala, and like allama becomes ta'aleem, awwala becomes ta'wil. Ta'wil means interpretation. So he says, dhalika ta'wilun. The word, when you make it first time, it is ta'wilun, interpretation. But combined with ma, which is a pronoun, and by the combination one dhamma will go. So ta'wilu ma means interpretation of that. Then the word is lam tasti alayhi sabra. Okay, here one thing I want to point out. The root letters so far that we have been learning in the previous ayats are ta, waw, and on. Okay, and then we put ist before that, and it becomes the word becomes istata, and the meaning we have been learning is to be able to do something, to be capable or have the ability. So this is the word istata. Okay, now when we make the grammar of a second person grammar is made by putting a ta. If you have a fa'ala, to do, and you put a ta in the beginning, it becomes taf'alu. Taf'alu means you, one person, and do. So present tense and single person grammar is putting a ta in the beginning. So here, if I put the ta in the beginning, and the word is tastati'u. Here I want to point out one thing here, it's very interesting. The word is tastati'u. You have the ability, and lam is going to make it negative. We have been seeing that all along. So you were not able to. He's telling Musa, you were not able to, alayhi, upon it, sabra, have the patience. But here in this ayat, up till now, this word has been repeated several times, exactly at this one, but in this particular ayat, this ta is missing here, this ta is missing here. Okay, so the word is tasti. Okay, and actually you don't need this ya because it falls off, for the reason that when we put a lam, ya goes away. So an important thing that I want to point out is that this ta, so I looked in different places why this ta has been dropped, and the reason that I found, and there may be multiple reasons, is that first of all, ta and ta, they have similar sounds. Okay, And also some Arabs, to make it light on the tongue, the word is thaqil, stopped speaking the word, extra word ta there. So they just says lam tasti'. That's the word here in the Quran. In this ayat, in the ayat before, it is tastati'. Meaning remains same, but some Arabs spoke it this way, some spoke that way, and Quran used both approaches, both words, but meaning is same. Malam tasti'. You were not able to, and he's telling Musa alayhi salam, alayhi, upon it, sabra, have the patience. Okay, so these are the explanation he gave, and then we can have more discussion on that. The story of Khidr and Musa ended here. After that, Zulqarnain's story starts in the surah. So inshallah we'll stop here, and may Allah give us tawfiq to understand the Quran. There are many unanswered questions in there. Scholars have tried, but then they leave everything about these things upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is what the way He decides and He plans. So